news columnist John A. Torres, and welcome back to Inside Murder on the Space Coast. I'm joined by my host, Jessica Saggio. And of course, a spoiler alert right now, if you have not listened to episodes 9 and 10, stop this, hit pause on hit the mouse, or however you're watching this, and go and listen to episodes 9 and 10 before coming back. Now, I just have to get some of our business out of the way. Murder on the Space Coast is narrated and reported by me. The producer is Rob Landers. He's over there somewhere. Mara Bellaby is my editor, and the executive editor of the newspaper and the podcast is Bob Gabordi. So, Jessica, we've been sort of waiting and building the story up, and episodes 9 and 10 start to get a little juicy and crazy. Mm-hmm. Were you freaking out when you were listening to this, or what?
So many feelings. First, icky feelings. There's some icky stuff in these.
Stuff. And we're going to get to that.
We'll get to that. Trust me, don't even rush it. And there's so much happening. It was information overload almost. It totally changes the whole story.
Right. And, we had to tell it a certain way, but we talk about things that happen only a year after Brandy goes missing in 2006. So, Brandy Hall, a firefighter from Malabar, she goes missing in August of 2006, right? In June of 2007, her backpack is found in a canal in Indian River County. Now, that's weird altogether, but here's what's even weirder, right? Those canals had been drained because of oncoming Hurricane Ernesto a few months before that. So her backpack would have been found because it was near the shore. It was hung up on some rock or something. It wasn't even all that wet. Mm-hmm. So it was just thrown there recently once the kids found it. Okay. And what was in the backpack? Now, what wasn't in the backpack was her gun, and her medications were not in the backpack.
Yeah, normal things that would be in a backpack.
Right. Well, do you have a handgun in your? No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I don't know. We don't want to go there. But you might. But anyway, her backpack, what was in it was her address book and some normal things, and then some porno DVDs.
Mm-hmm. This is where it gets weird.
And the icky factor, a tube of erection cream.
Which I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, I don't even.
This episode of Murder on the Space
where do you get erection cream?
Do
you just walk into a store and say, "Hey, can I get a tube of that?"
Do they have it at Walmart? I don't know.
Yeah. So then a year after that, though, Brandy's old Osceola County fire helmet is found in Indian River County. So now this is our third body of water, right? Yeah. Her truck was found in a pond. Her bag was found in a canal, and in Indian Harbor Beach is her helmet. Now the cops have said the helmet really is not that important, but have you ever found a fire helmet on the shore?
No.
Have you ever found one of a missing firefighter? It just seems too coincidental.
Yeah, it's weird.
But anyway, we're going to ask producer Rob Landers to hook us up with a clip here, and this is a sentence that I don't think I ever thought I would say in my life. Here is Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey when he was with FDLE asking Brandy's lover, Randall Richmond, about a tube of erection cream.
So there's no reason why your DNA should be in anything that was in there, that erection cream, anything like that?
No, my DNA should not be in any erection cream.
Okay.
The affair her and I had was years before.
Okay, so we're just going to leave that alone.
Yeah,
we're good with that topic. Episode 10. Things get even crazier, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember that tip that Officer Jasmine Campbell had put in? She sees, the night that Brandy goes missing, she sees a fire captain's vehicle, and she sees Brandy's truck, and she goes and she enters a written tip. It gets lost for 5 years.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff Hall's alibi was home with his kids, right? Randall's alibi was airtight, right? He was a fire captain. He was working that night, and his crew vouched for him. He did not leave the station that night because they would have heard the bay doors open, and they would have heard his diesel fire captain's vehicle start. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking he's in the clear, right? He's a pretty airtight alibi.
Yeah. All of them have kind of little loopholes where you could see where it wasn't that tight of an alibi, and then the tip thing was weird.
Right.
There's just, I always felt like Jeff Hall's story stacked up a little bit better because, you're not going to leave your little kids home by themselves, and you're not going to take them with you to go murder your wife. You know what I mean?
Although if you're in that state, who the heck knows what you're thinking?
I guess that's true.
But Randall's alibi is about to get a little less solid because Sid Ladow, the retired detective, he finds out that there was a second fire captain's vehicle at that station.
Right.
And it was outdoors, and it was powered by gasoline, not diesel, meaning it was a lot quieter.
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard him leave, in theory. I
Right.
mean, who knows if he
Right.
did or not. I mean...
And so Officer Jasmine Campbell has no reason to lie in this case, right? So she sees a fire captain's vehicle. So is it that vehicle? We don't know. Now here's the other thing. Randall's wife, Anne-Marie, who we learned in the podcast has had a blow up with Brandy at the Grand Seafood Festival because she's angry about,
Right.
you know.
She's a scorned woman. I mean...
Yeah, I mean...
She is all of us.
Her husband's hanging out with this other woman a lot. And so...
You would expect that.
Yeah. And so we find out that she was working at Palm Bay Hospital right nearby, and she gets off of work at about the same time that all this is all taking place. That's just too many moving pieces, right?
Such a coincidence.
Yeah, I mean,
just weird.
And so, you know, I wonder if she goes home, if she drives by the fire station to see Randall, who knows what happens.
Right.
But we know that after this information has come out, they lawyered up, and they have not gone back into the Palm Bay Police Department for a statement. And we know that the cops there want to talk to them still.
Well, what's interesting is like Sid Ladow's take on her is that it would have had to be a perfect storm for her to have been the one to do all of it. Like she would have had to like seen something at just the right moment and made just the right turn and had just the right stuff on her to like do something about it. Like it seemed far-fetched for her to be involved. But then again, like there's so much mystery around those two that you don't even know what to think about them because they're not saying anything.
And they are the missing pieces. And so we're going to ask producer Rob again to hook us up with a clip of Detective Ernie Diebel, who he led this case for many years in Palm Bay. He is now retired, talking about why he wants to talk with Anne-Marie and Randall.
As always, we've said that since I took over the case, Randall Richmond and his wife, ex-wife now, Anne, I would like to speak with. Since he was last spoke to, there have been a number of things come up, new things that we would like to speak with him, see what he has to say about it. More questions. Also, I'd like him, we also like to have his DNA and fingerprints to compare to some things we have.
And why hasn't he agreed? Do you know?
He claims that he's given 3 statements and that's enough.
Okay, so we only have an episode or maybe an episode and a half, and that's a little teaser for you guys of the murder on the Space Coast. She doesn't know. I don't
even know anything.
Season 3, Where's Brandy Hall? It's available on every podcast platform that you can think of, every major one that you can think of. You can also find it on whereisbrandyhall.com. And do us a favor, can you go to iTunes or SoundCloud and review it and rate it? 5 stars would be great.
Obviously a good review.
Yeah, obviously 5 stars or 6 if possible. I don't know. But I'm John Torres, and this has been Jessica Saggio, and thanks for watching.